Okay, hi. So my name is Muhammad Zuhilmi, and our group will be present about environmental regulation for port compliance with MARPOL. This topic is crucial as it highlights the importance of adhering to international maritime regulation to protect the environment. We will be discussing key aspects such as the implementation of MARPOL, legal reference, and relevant law case. We hope this presentation provides valuable insight. Now let's begin with the introduction.
So before we start to the introduction, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Amirul. So I will present introduction to environmental regulation for ports, compliance with MARPOL, and main discussion on environmental regulation for ports, compliance with MARPOL. So here we go to introduction to environmental regulations for ports, compliance with MARPOL. Ports play a vital role in the global economy, but port operation can have negative impact on the environment such as water, air, and land pollution. To mitigate these impacts, regulations such as MARPOL, International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, were introduced. MARPOL consists of 6 annexes that regulate pollution of oil, chemicals, solid waste, wastewater, and air from ships. Therefore, ports are responsible for providing waste management facilities, ship surveillance, and training employees on MARPOL compliance. The challenge that ports face, and the most important of these, are the cost of developing facilities and the lack of resource for surveillance and enforcement, especially in ports in developing countries such as India, Nigeria, and Indonesia. 6 Annex of MARPOL. MARPOL consists of several annexes that regulate various forms of pollution, including oil pollution, hazardous chemicals, and solid waste. This is the 6 Annex for the first one. Next one, regulation for the prevention of pollution by oil enter into force 2 October 1983. Number 2, Annex 2, regulation for the control of pollution by noxious liquid substance in BAC entered into force 2 October 1983. Number 3, Annex 3, prevention of pollution by harmful substance carried by sea in package form entered into force 1 July 1992. Annex 4, prevention of pollution by sewage from ships entered into force 27 September 2003. And Annex 5, prevention of pollution by garbage from ships entered into force 31 December 1988. And last, Annex 6, prevention of air pollution from ships entered into force 19 May 2005. Okay, so here we go to main discussion on environmental regulation for ports compliance with MARPOL. Compliance with MARPOL by ships and port is very important because shipping activities can pollute this environment, have adverse effects on marine ecosystem and human health. Therefore, every port need to have a good management system to ensure that ships comply with MARPOL regulations. So there are four main discussions such as ships and port need to manage waste and proper waste disposal, ship compliance with MARPOL, namely by reporting and monitoring, enforce regulation and take action against any pollution, and last, modernizing green infrastructure using quality technology. Okay, for ships and port need to manage waste and proper waste disposal. Compliance with MARPOL involve the proper management of ship waste, including oil, hazardous chemical, dirty water, and garbage. Ships must comply with this regulation and not discharge waste into the sea. Ports must provide facilities such as oil collection stations and dirty water management system to ensure the safe disposal of waste. In addition, crew members must be trained to handle waste in accordance with MARPOL regulations. Next, ship compliance with MARPOL namely by reporting and monitoring. Ships are required to provide waste reports and waste transfer records in accordance with MARPOL regulations, including oil record book and garbage record book. Port authorities carry out periodic inspection, including inspections of documentations and ships, to ensure compliance and prevent pollution. So here we go to number three, enforce regulation and take action against any pollution. Ports shall take enforcement action against ships that violate MARPOL regulations, such as fine or prohibition on operations to one other ships. Port shall also establish emergency procedures for spills of oil or hazardous chemicals and ensure that shipping companies submit pollution prevention and waste management plans. In addition, regular inspection of ships shall be carried out to ensure compliance with MARPOL regulations, including reviews of documentation and pollution prevention equipment. Okay, so lastly of the main discussion is modernizing green infrastructure using quality technology. Ports need to invest in environmentally friendly infrastructure and green technologies to comply with MARPOL regulations, including efficient waste collection facilities, pollution reduction technologies, and the use of clean energy. New technology on ships, such as clean fuels and emission reduction system, also help meet strict environmental standard, and ports shall support the use of these green technologies.
Hi, my name is Ahmad Dini Zawari. I want to presenting about the legal reference for the MARPOL. First thing first, implementation of the MARPOL is incorporation into a national law. Signatory state must integrate the MARPOL into their national legal framework. The second is required to enacting and or amending law to ensure the compliance. Second is an enforcement mechanism. Inspection. This is the inspection conducted by the port states upon the vessel arrival or top height sea surveillance. Second, for the enforcement mechanism is the detention of a ship. Non-complying vessel can be detained until issue resolved, affect a business and profitability, encourage a compliance, and the lastly for the enforcement mechanism is the legal proceeding. Is a violation can result in a fine, penalty, or other legal actions. It is flag states responsibility. They ensure the ship register under the flag comply with a MAPOL. Uh, may intervene if a ship is detained by another country. Okay, we'll continue the next part. I want to explain about the annex in a MAPOL. They have six annex. First thing first, annex is oil pollution prevention. There is enter into a force October 1983. The key provision there is regulates oil discharge from a ship, require an oil record book and oily water separators, monitor oil discharge using oil content meters. The second annex is nauseous liquid substances is entry into a force April 1987. The key provision is control the transport of hazardous liquid substances in bulk. The ship must comply with the IBC codes and MARPOL regulation require a PNA manual and SMPEP shipboard marine pollution emergency plan. For the Annex 3 is a harmful substances in a package form. Is a entry into the force the July 1992. The key provision is regulates packaging, labeling, and storage of the hazardous goods. Is follow the IMDG codes of for classification and handling the cargo. The Annex 4 is sewage pollution prevention. Is a entry into force in the September 2003. The key provision is control the sewage discharge from the ship. Baltic Sea designated as a special area to stricter sewage treatment requirement. The Annex 5 is garbage pollution prevention. Is a entry into the force December 1988, revised December 1998. Key provision uh, prohibits garbage discharge into the sea, which few exception and total ban on the plastic disposal in a marine environment. Okay, for the last annex is Annex 6. Annex 6 air pollution regulation is regulate air pollution from the ship, set emission standard for nitrogen oxides and sulfur content in the fuel, enforce a top protocol like the Engine International Air Pollution Prevention EIAPP certificates. That's all for me.
So, hi, my name is Muhammad Akmal Sharifuddin, and I'll be presenting about law cases. As our group has chosen about the Bosphorus Queen cases. So, on 11 July 2011, there's a cargo ship named Bosphorus Queen, registered in Panama, has been accused for discharging oil over a 37-kilometer stretch within Finland Exclusive Economic Zone (EEZ), and the estimated spill volume ranged from 0.898 to 9.05 cubic meters. According to MARPOL Annex 1, to prevent oil pollution from ships include regulation for oil discharge and the designations of special area, which is in this case Exclusive Economic Zone (EEZ), where oil discharge is prohibited, and the Finnish authorities has imposed a fine under environmental protection law, but the ship's owner contested the fine in the Helsinki District Court, and finally the court upheld the penalty because the ship caused a significant environmental risk and the owner were fined as much as £17,112 for causing or threatening major environmental damage. Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Muhammad Zainmi. I will continue for conclusion. conclusion, compliance with MARPOL regulation is crucial to ensuring that port and shipping operations do not harm the environment. Port must provide proper waste management infrastructure, conduct continuous monitoring, and enforce strict action against violation. Additionally, the adoption of green technology and clean energy should be enhanced to minimize pollution. With stricter law enforcement and international cooperation, MARPOL effectiveness can be improved, ultimately protecting marine ecosystem and human health. Okay, that's all for my group. Thank you.